Net neutrality is back in the news, and guess what? Who has some things to say? Comcast. Now, there's a statement that they made on their website, and I'll go ahead and read it out to you. Whether you are a Comcast customer or just an interested observer, you may be hearing a lot about net neutrality and the openness of the internet. Let me be clear. Comcast supports strong, legally enforceable net neutrality protections that ensure a free and open internet for all of our customers. Our customers expect that we will protect their right to an open internet, and that is exactly what we do. Here's what we stand for. We believe in an open internet. We do not block, slow down, or discriminate against lawful content, and we believe in full transparency. And you'll know what customer policies are. Now, initially, that sounds all good and dandy. And then, like that, there have been several instances when it comes to these corporations in the past where they participated in behavior that have slowed down or blocked competition. But let's just keep on going. Let's just keep on going down. So this is how we run our internet business. Our network has business practices that are in complete alignment with these protections. This will remain true even if the FCC reverses public utility regulation on our broadband network. Title II and net neutrality are two different things. And I'm skipping ahead of the article just to get past all this other stuff. But Title II is just to provide some background is how the FCC is able to regulate them as a public utility. And it's going on to say that net and net neutrality are two different things. You can absolutely be for net neutrality, which we are, but against using outdated utility regulations to do it. There are better ways to guarantee net neutrality than classifying them as all broadband businesses under Title II public utility regulations. Here's sort of the problem that I have with this is that they're saying that, but they don't really go out the way to say how would they go about doing that. In order for them to regulate these ISPs, they have to classify them under Title II. So yeah, they would be right. Title II and net neutrality are two different things, but without Title II, there is no net neutrality. So I don't see where they're really going with this. But it's really sort of weird how they're going around talking about that. Even if the FCC reverses public utility regulations, our internet will remain free, regardless of whether or not. But if it's going to remain true and free, then why are you going through so much trouble to reverse the public utility regulation? Like, that doesn't make any sense, because if you're still going to do it anyway, then why would you go through the trouble of even making this public statement, or even go through the trouble of even being so vehemently against it? Like, that doesn't necessarily make any sense. And considering the fact that a G Pie actually was a former employee of Verizon, as an attorney, then it doesn't necessarily speak too well to where the situation is going. I don't have any reason to believe that these people are working in your best interest. It just looks like they're just trying to in a weird way just trying to frame it as though like they're the victims. Like, oh my gosh, don't. Like we don't need this old arcane piece of legislation because it doesn't do anything, because we already do it. Well, if it doesn't do anything, then why the fuck then why are you worried about it? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But a G Pie has always been on the record for being against net neutrality, saying that it stifles innovation. But I mean, what does that even? Stifle innovation in what regard, really? How does it stifle innovation? I'm guessing it stifles innovation in the sense of where, like, corporations can't create a fast lane and a slow lane when it comes to these corporations. They can't create a fast lane and a slow lane when it comes to, for example, Netflix. If, for example, Verizon wanted to create a plan where Netflix has to pays more because they own Go90, because they're classified under Title II, Verizon can't charge them more, and that's the whole point of it. And it doesn't even stop at Netflix. It can work for pretty much any corporation that they wanted to do this to. For any kind of content on the internet, they can do this to. And it doesn't even have to even be video content. It can be websites. It can be much broader than that. So it could be YouTube, and it could be Facebook. It could be anything that they do it. And this could pretty much be extortion if you look at it in a different way, where they say you have to pay our fees in order to get access to this faster speed. And if you don't, well then fuck it, man. The whole browsing experience on your service is going to be shit, and we're just pretty much gonna slow your speed down out of existence. But for everybody who actually wants to make some comments on this before before it gets passed, on the FCC website there's actually a comments section where you can actually go to and express your grievances about this, and it's actually under the guise of restoring internet freedom proposal, which that's fucking ridiculous. But I'll include the link at the bottom, link in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourselves and make some comments on it. The vote is expected to take place on May the 18th, but the deadline to actually put your comments in on it is actually today, so I'll include that information at the bottom below.